Well, hey guys, so it's Christmas Eve. Off work early, we left at lunch, so I'm seeing if I can make a little progress in here in the bathroom. So I've got my shower valve. I'm gonna see if I can at least get started on getting this hooked up. I've never done this, never hardly even watched anyone ever do this, so this is completely new to me. So not in any way trying to do a tutorial or teach anybody how to do anything, because I'm figuring this out as I go. But I went ahead and put all my PEX adapters screwed onto this, and I've got it marked out here. This is 48 inches off the floor, which seems to be about the standard to mount these at. This stud ended up almost center of the tub, but not quite, so it's a little bit offset. So I don't see any reason why I can't just mount everything here and end up centered. I think I'll end up centered anyway. I don't know. If I have to, I'll cut this stud and do a box, but I'd like to avoid it if I can. But I know if I can't get this centered, then that handle's not going to be centered over the shower or over the drains, and that's going to look weird. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I got Teflon tape on all these connections, tightened them down to the wrench. And so my next step is going to be putting a block there, and then I'm going to have to drill out this stud so I can get this cold water line in, and I still have to run hot water from the hot water heater into here. And I decided I'm going to just go along the interior of the top corner, and then I will create some trim to cover all that up with eventually. All right, so I'm using my tripod for my laser right now, so got to do a little hand recording. So I've got the valve, hot and cold supply hooked up, which means I have hot water ran to the bathroom now. So for now, it's going to be on the inside of the room of this room. Whenever I do some remodeling in here, I can make the transfer into the attic, just like right here. Well, of course, it's not in there right now, but I can push it up and over that top plate and into the attic. All of my clips, my little nail supports, are still in the crawl space from whenever I anchored everything up there, so I can't nail anything in place yet, but I'll nail that up there so that it stays in the attic. So just the way that it worked out, right where the length, I didn't cut that, but that's just right where the length ended, so I went ahead and came down right there rather than add on a little piece just to come down right here. I don't believe it causes a problem to come over to here, even though it would have been more aesthetically pleasing to come over and then have it nailed down this stud. So that's the hot and cold supply to this. Whenever I cut my plug off the hot water heater, it created a breather tube for the hot water heater to start draining back into the water lines. So since the elevation of the water was higher there than here, water started pouring out of this valve where I had it hooked up to the cold water supply, so that's why there's some water in the tub and around here. Anyway, my next step is I have my shower head connection. You can see I got my laser set up, shooting directly up the center of the bath. So that puts me a spot here that I can put that. And I'm putting the shower head pretty high because I'm pretty tall. And pretty much never in my life shower heads are like a nice height. So there's nothing stopping me now from putting this shower head at a comfortable height for myself. So this is like 6'7" approximate, or not 6'7", 7 foot. This is almost 7.5 feet where this is going to end up being. And that's going to be really nice for me. They usually hang them at like 6 foot, which would be like right here. Here? Somewhere in here. I guess I shouldn't say usually, but I know that that's, it's not uncommon for a shower head to be like this height. And I am going to put it up here. But right here, so that it's actually center. So that's my next step. And then that'll be this connection. That'll go from here to here. And then I have the same thing on the bottom. Come down, and I'll have to add a board right here for me to attach my tub spout that I have right here. So it's 5 o'clock right now. I think there's a chance I'll have this thing functional by tonight. And maybe tonight on Christmas Eve will be my first shower in a only halfway temporary shower. All right, I'm nearing becoming ready to test this. I just have to Teflon this shower head, arm, and then attach it, put the shower head on it, and then that's pretty much it. And I don't have super high confidence in this because if you see the PEX behind me that's coming off the bottom, what would usually be the water supply to the tub faucet, obviously I'm just leaving that off because there's no point in putting that on because I don't need to fill the bathtub. I don't need to be able to fill the bathtub that way for now. And this is all kind of a temporary install since this will have to come off and the shower head will have to come off to sheetrock and tile. But the problem I ran into is I ran out of my crimp rings before I could get this crimped on, which means this piece of PEX is just pushed on there, and then I put a piece of wire around it and just like twisted it as tight as I could. I mean, it's on there pretty good, but I still think there's a decent chance that the water pressure is just going to blow this off whenever I turn it on. We will see. And of course, it's Christmas Eve, so tomorrow's Christmas, and so I got no hope of getting a crimp ring before day after tomorrow, which, I mean, not that big of a deal, but it is funny timing, right as I'm finally making it and about to have a operational real shower. That happens. But I will leave the camera going in here whenever I turn the water on. I think I'm going to screw a bucket to the wall right here too to catch it in case this blows off, so it's not just spraying full-blown pressure water down into the wall. Which I'm pretty sure, as long as I have this done correctly, I'm pretty sure as long as this valve's off, no water pressure will be on this. I think this will have to turn before that can happen. And then maybe it'll just instantly blow it off. I hope it doesn't, but that might be what immediately happens. This is going to be a funny looking setup for a little while. I haven't decided about on tile in the shower. I'll have to look, but I am obviously. I think a few people got confused by the bathtub and thought that this is just a tub. No, it's a shower tub. I just didn't buy one of the full kits because I'm not doing the tub surround. Everyone everywhere says that those are a horrible quality product, the ones that just sit on top and kind of snap into the tub. So I know those are no good. And the actual shower tub combos, for one, I don't think I could get one in here. My doorways are tiny leading into here. The house is usually kind of built around those things. And also, those things are just hard to find. A good one. Lowe's and Home Depot, none of the ones they sell are any good, from what I've seen. And when I started talking to the plumbers about where to buy a good one, he was like, honestly, he was like, if you got any interest in doing tile, he was like, just buy a bathtub and tile it yourself, because he was like, all those shower tub combo kits are super overpriced or not that good. He was like, you can probably do it better and cheaper just tiling it yourself. I guess all I got to do at this point is clean up and then see if everything works. I am so not confident in all of this. I'm somewhat confident, but I'm not extremely confident. This is just so foreign to me. Besides the PEX tubing, which is pretty, I've kind of gotten my head wrapped around that. But like this valve, mainly just this valve, I don't have any idea how that thing works. I'm not wearing my mic, so it's probably hard for you to hear me, but I'll try to speak up. So I got the bucket wired to the stud directly underneath this, so that if this blows off, it'll be at least somewhat, hopefully mostly, blowing into the bucket. And if anything else leaks, hopefully I can just notice it fairly soon. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm going to leave the camera recording, and you guys will see if it starts leaking. Okay, nothing's leaking so far. I do have the hot water heater turned off still. Okay, I guess let me turn on the hot water. Test everything. Don't see any leaks still. This pipe got heavier and kind of sagged. Test this again. Well, I guess remodels really will have you doing some pretty weird stuff, huh? That does not look like a shower that I think many people in their lives have used. Or that I guess I should say that shower does not look like one that many people in their lives have used. I do think I'm going to do a little vacuuming of the spider webs. Alright, that's a little better. Well, as long as everything goes to plan, this shower will look a lot more normal fairly soon. But having this thing operational is a huge win compared to using that kitchen temporary shower that I thought I'd only use a handful of times that I ended up showering in probably, I don't even know, how long have I lived out here? I've probably taken at least 40 showers in that thing at this point. Which is crazy to think about. I thought I'd use it probably 10 times at most. Hey, you know how things go. Remember these days, because it will not always be like this. And you guys are the ones that were here when I was living like this. With all that said, I'm going to test this shower out. It's Christmas Eve. I'm ready to cook dinner. And I'll be going over to my parents' house in the morning. Love to see the progress, and I love to see that you guys like seeing it too. And as always, thank you for watching.